Goodbye, Open Chan.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And before we even get started, we just want to remind you that if you like this show and you like it on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to Pixel Pop, which is our new channel, and the show's going to be moving over there. If you want to know why, we gave a whole dissertation about it on Friday.
Just to recap a tiny bit of that.
Nothing.
Too bad.
Give them nothing.
This channel is going to be primarily our tabletop gaming content. We make a lot of it. You know it. You love it. But if you don't love it, there's a whole place for you and just for you. If you do love it, please stay subscribed to both channels. It's very great, but this will allow us to make even more great content and allow YouTube to be nice to us in the algorithm. So that is currently youtube.com/pixel_popculture because we didn't get a great URL yet, but I'm working on it. Okay.
We're working
but that
on
channel's
it.
called Pixel Pop, and it'll be linked in the description if you're watching later on YouTube or popping up in the chat right now, live on Twitch. Thank you so much.
And listen, if you're ambivalent to both kinds of content, like just subscribe to both and ignore them equally. It would really help us out.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's not like we're not doing memberships, so.
We do have a membership. Like, you can join the Patreon, but like what we're saying is like, we're not doing like a...
And also as a reminder that our Twitch channels are staying combined. The Twitch channel is staying just one Twitch channel, twitch.tv/pixelcircus, as is our Patreon, patreon.com/pixelcircus if you want to check it out. So it's just YouTube right now, splitting up.
Yeah. And if you're super cool and you know where our secret shows are, those aren't moving anywhere either. Careful.
Anthony, today,
Sage.
did you know, is National Mascot Day?
God, we love a mascot.
We love mostly Japanese mascots, let's be real. American mascots, not quite so much.
American mascots, I feel like they just try a little too hard.
They do try a little too hard.
Now you have to be nice.
But hey, you weren't introduced yet. Speaking of adorable mascots, hello, Alex.
Hello, I'm defending my sister, who was the Boston College Eagles mascot in her tenure. So
I see.
That is why.
And good for your sister.
Yes. She was great. Everyone else can suck.
Yeah,
but
everyone else probably trying too hard.
When we say American mascots, we mean except for the Boston College Eagles mascot from that very specific time.
Yeah,
Thank
from
you very
blank year
much.
to blank year.
Yeah, I wish I had remembered it. I remembered it at the beginning of the sentence, and then by the end of the sentence, I had forgotten those dates.
Yeah. It's honestly, here's what it is. It's not even as much that the mascots try too hard. It's that the social media managers that have to make content out of the mascots are forced to try too hard.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You've got some really bummed social media manager that is just like, I'm so sorry, we have to make the 100th TikTok today.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand what TikTok is and they don't understand what I have to do here.
Mm-mm.
And they keep telling me to do these trends. I know it's going to be cringy, but this is what we're both paid to do.
Yeah. And like, listen, if you're a mascot, if you're the mascot, I wonder if do professionals, okay. I had a lot of thoughts at once. Let's distill them down.
Let's do it.
There is certainly a main person in the suit during big sporting events and big event nights.
Oh, yeah.
Is that person also in the suit for all the social media stuff? Or is that one of those things where it's like whoever's in the office who has 5 minutes, put on the Gritty suit because we have to make 17 memes about Gritty today?
Yeah, I would say it's probably usually one person because they've probably got like not a lot else that they do. Like if you've got a full-time person on as a mascot.
But that's my question. Is a mascot a full-time position?
Oh, you think? I don't think they have like status where it's like, oh no, we only call them in for the games. I don't think they respect their mascot performers that much. I think they should.
Alex has some info. I mean, now we're mostly talking on the professional, like on the
NFL,
MLB
level.
As far as I know, at the collegiate level, there's actually a whole team of mascots, and they trade them off. And it was really cool that my sister got it because it actually turns out that you can get like union membership as an actor for being a mascot and things.
Yeah, depending on where you are. Yeah,
national TV, they send them out to do like professional events and also alumni events and things like that, so they can make a decent amount of money doing it. So I would assume that probably for like higher tier level, you would still have a team of mascots.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that
coming
makes
in.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think about like at a theme park, they got to swap out the Mickey every 30 minutes because it's like really
Legally.
hot.
Yeah.
And those like theme park mascots, they ain't doing shit, man.
No, they're nothing like a sports game mascot.
No, you got people like Alex's sister jumping on mini tramps, doing front flips and like slam dunking like basketballs.
Yeah, 100%. Now, people immediately go to Gritty.
Yes.
And because I worked for Comcast, it really kind of shifted. It was like while Gritty was popping off, right?
Mhm.
Gritty was very popular at the time. And I feel like everybody was connecting to Gritty as this like organic, like, oh my God, Gritty's so weird. I never felt the same again after being on a call talking about the launch of a network coming up that shall not be named. And them going, should we have Gritty tweet about it? We can just put it on Gritty's Twitter and being like, oh, right. And they're like, yeah, we own Gritty. Gritty will do whatever we say. And being like, right.
No, if Gritty ever wants to see his wife and kids again,
Yeah.
Gritty will do what we say.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Gritty, be weird. I
Yeah.
don't want to be weird. I'm an accountant. No, Gritty, you're not.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now you are a movement.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to see Grittensia and the children,
Yeah. They were just like, all right, email Gritty and The Rock and tell them to tweet that they love this video game channel.
oh yeah, it's like when Tom Cruise was like tweeting about the Flash, and you're like, Tom Cruise doesn't care about the
Cruise
Flash.
Not going to see the Flash.
Tom Cruise is just like on some executive speed dial.
Here, you know what though? I think Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Would love Ezra Miller.
That's true.
I get the vibe.
I get the vibe that they maybe after the Flash hung out.
Yeah.
Like they were probably just like,
So,
yeah.
and clicking on this anyways, I just saw this on Twitter and clicking on it, I feel like after Gritty, sports teams must have just been like making their mascots weirder to be like, can we get some of that Gritty attention?
Because I think
like,
Gritty
what the hell
was
is
made.
this guy?
Yeah, Gritty was made weird on purpose.
Gritty was 100%. I've met the team. Gritty was made weird on purpose.
They were like, we are going to make people go, ugh, what is that?
Yeah. So hey, what is this? I don't watch any sports. I've never seen a sport in my life. What the hell is this?
That's what happens when you shave the grimace. If you shave the grimace, that's what he looks like.
Frightening. I don't like it, and I'm pretty sure they're sponsored by Nike.
No, we mostly enjoy like Cheetan,
Yeah, Japanese mascots.
Japanese mascots.
I don't enjoy whatever these are. We have University of Nebraska Lincoln posting, which past mascot would you bring back? Not that, I'll tell you that much.
No, Cornhead, come back.
I'll tell you that
No.
much. It's not this one.
Cobman, return. No.
How about that? Why is his whole neck out of his suit?
Yeah, tuck that in. You're at a nice,
That's gotta be
that
offensive.
feels racist.
Yep. Oh no, you can see their head.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's definitely early mascot tech. Now
that looks heavy.
I want you to go back. Yeah, because I feel like that had to be paper mache
It
and wire.
looks so
at that point.
heavy.
Yeah, that one was paper mache and wire. But I want you to go back to the Cobman. It's time to return to Cobman.
One of his eyes is falling out, Anthony.
Yeah.
I've never seen an image that louder screams, please kill me.
Yes, the Cobman is good. The Cobman is what we need. The Cobman is giving over the garden wall sports.
Look at the chest puffed out. The proud standing Cobb man.
Yeah, he's proud to be Cobb.
With that
love it.
eye about to go.
I love it. DeBerju says in the live studio audience, I've seen Cheetan wrestle in person and it was fantastic. Cheetan is a very
amazing.
good wrestler. I love the Cobman. And I think I respect the Cobman. And if you're still around, I know that picture was in black and white. You might be in retirement. Cobman, come on the show. Cobman be the official mascot of It's Too Early.
Yeah, all right.
Cobman, we love you.
Hey, that photo's in black and white.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, 90-year-old Cobman, wheel yourself in here and give one more performance. Do like what Dick Van Dyke does, where like Dick Van Dyke shows up for like a movie or a TV show and you're like, holy shit, Dick Van Dyke.
Do what The Undertaker does.
Yes.
Be the Undertaker.
Be the Undertaker.
Roll in one time, spin your falling out corn eyes to the back of your head. Yeah.
Yes. Take body slam one guy and then go take your back pills.
Yeah. Your back pills. Hey, what the hell is this one?
That is Vex for the PlayStation 2. I don't know if you remember Vex, but that's what it is.
What is this creature supposed to be?
I
genuinely couldn't tell you what that is supposed to be.
Hold on. I'm telling you. That's Vex.
Anthony kind of isn't wrong on this.
That's
Corporate
Vex.
needs you to tell the difference between these two images.
That's Vex, the edgy platformer for the PS2.
Now, somebody said it's the Jersey Devils, but what is that? Is that a devil?
Oh, it's a tornado.
No, it's not.
The head is a tornado. Like a Twisters
Why
style
does it have
tornado.
ears on top?
Hey, do you remember that Twisters came out?
The new one?
Yeah.
Did it come out?
I thought it came out.
I don't think it's out.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe.
Is
I
anybody
was seeing a
looking
lot of
forward to
previews
Twisters?
for it.
I don't know. That is a tornado man, and he's a tornado head, and he does tornado things.
I don't.
Does he go out there and spin around until he throws up and falls over? That's what he should do as a tornado man.
Yeah. I think that's all it should be.
Yeah.
But he throws up in the suit. You don't
No,
see
you
it.
can't tell.
I mean,
You can sort, like, if you're the closer you are, the more you can tell.
it's all you see is a guy in a mascot suit for a while. That's it. You just see him like kind of bent over for a bit. This one, they tried to make cute, which is a favorite of mine when somebody tries to make something cute because never works.
Yeah.
These two look like they're going through their awkward stage, their teenage awkward stages as mascots.
Yeah, that's a placeholder suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially the one on the left.
That looks like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Yeah, it does. Honestly, it really does.
That's like, yeah, you go check a connection. Alex, why don't you bring up my screen? Because I'd like to talk about the weirdest mascot of all time that was shoved down everybody's throats, if you're old enough to remember.
I'm not.
This is Izzy, as in, what is he? That's the name. That's
That
where they
took me a
got
minute,
it.
but they got me. But they got me.
That was the Olympics mascot in Atlanta in 1996. And they pushed this character hard. Izzy has had his own video games.
Wow.
Izzy had a cartoon. Izzy was on everything. And I remember as a kid looking at it going, why?
Why?
We don't want any of this.
Yeah.
And look, as a kid, I played a video game based on Chester Cheetah from the Cheetos.
Yeah.
One of my favorite video games was this 7-Up Cool Spot game.
Yeah.
And I looked at Izzy and I said, no, thank you.
Nah, pass.
His butt does have rings. Yes, the 5 Olympic rings are represented on Izzy's high as hell stoner eyelids and his butt rings.
Wow.
They decided that's where the Olympic rings go.
I went to the Olympics website to look at their official list of mascots, and just the way that they ask for cookies is making me laugh.
Go ahead.
They say, are you happy to accept cookies? And your options are, yes, I'm happy, or no managed settings.
Yes, I'm happy, or the opposite of happiness, settings management.
Are you happy to accept cookies?
From therapy, I learned to name my emotions.
Yeah.
And it turns out you would think that the opposite of happiness is sadness, but it's not.
No, it's
not.
settings.
It's settings management.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's true. Dagger's walking around just like burping up stuff. Producer Dagger basically figured out that Alex is the weak link. Alex, you're the weak link. You know that, right?
You bring in the snacks. It used to be me.
Yes,
Thank
I
you for
definitely
taking
know
it.
that. He spent a good 10 minutes just staring up at me as I was getting ready.
He doesn't beg. He just
Looks.
stares quietly.
Yeah.
And he refuses to leave if he knows that you're weak.
He knows he could get you.
If he knows he can get you. And so he's had too much egg. And now he's burping all over the restaurant. Let's take a look at these mascots.
The rest are all kind of forgettable, honestly.
I like the 2008 mascot or 2018 mascot.
I like 2020 personally. I think 2020 Tokyo is pretty adorable.
Dude, Tokyo 2020, we were robbed. We were
Tokyo
robbed.
2020 here. I was personally robbed. I was supposed to go to Japan for the Olympics.
Wow.
Because, the same people that own Gritty own the Olympics. And that was the other thing on the call. They said, hey, we own the Olympics.
Well, they own Olympic coverage. That's a really weird way for them to
But
put it.
that is the way they put it. Truly and honestly, looked at me on a call and they said, we own the Olympics. What they mean is Yeah, the streaming rights to the Olympics. Anyways, this 2020 character looks like something out of WarioWare Smooth Moves.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
Doesn't it?
It's so good. The only thing that's out of place on it is the logo with the text on its head.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. It's perfect.
Let's talk about this Futurama-ass London 2012.
No, London 2012 fucks. Somebody actually brought up London 2012 in the live studio audience. London 2012 is a murderer. London 2012 is a stone cold killer.
Yeah, horrifying. I feel like Sochi 2014 didn't try that hard. That looks like clip art to me.
Clip art?
Clip art.
Clip art.
Clip art.
Oh, okay. I thought you said click Bart, like it's clickbait.
Nope.
But I was like,
clip art.
Click Bart.
Clip art. It's a thing. And it looks like it.
Yeah, that was when the Olympics were sponsored by Charmin toilet paper.
It was
the Charmin toilet paper bears.
It looks like they bought a generic children's birthday party invite on Etsy.
Yeah, that's not.
And those were the characters on it.
My favorite mascots, and somebody did bring this up. Yeah.
Beijing 2008.
Beijing 2018 when they were doing the fucking.
Each one has a little color. Mm-hmm. Cute.
And they turned into a giant robot lion.
Whoa. And it's given like a Tokidoki kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cute.
Somebody did bring up one of my favorite accounts, which is Mondo Mascots, which talks about Japan mascots.
Yeah.
And I do want to bring up that this is still the pinned tweet on Mondo Mascots. This is Open-chan. Open-chan is the 7-Eleven mascot in Japan. And it was a particularly windy day. And there goes Open-chan. Goodbye, Open-chan. Goodbye, Open-chan. We miss you. Goodbye.
Open-chan is free. Open-chan sends back to the skies from whence it came.
Open-chan was needed elsewhere.
Oh shit, they keep going. You just had to click the plus.
Oh yeah.
Hate Sydney 2000.
Sydney 2000 looks like the Rainforest Cafe animals that they've gotten rid of.
Yeah.
The mascots.
Whoever's username that is, it just felt their ears burn a little bit and was like, I feel like someone somewhere hates me.
Oh.
Sydney 2000. How about these little fuckers?
Lillehammer. This is the Norway Olympics.
Yeah, it would be the Norway Olympics.
Yo, can I tell you
That's the most Norwegian shirt I've ever seen.
Can I tell you something about this sort of like, particularly Norway, but the weird Scandinavian ugly cartoon art style?
Yeah.
I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah?
I think it fucks.
Look at those eyes.
They have no interest in making things adorable. They're like, cute is actually strange.
Yeah.
There's dark magic everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, can I be honest? I like 1998.
Oh, dude, 98 is the best.
I actually think, I like genuinely unironically think that's neat.
No, Nagano was amazing.
I actually unironically think that's neat as hell.
I think the Nagano ones are wild.
Yeah. I will take an umbrage with this thing. I will take umbrage with that.
No, why? That's just, that's perfectly normal.
I've got a problem with this here. Why is it bleeding?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's bleeding.
And also, why won't Nintendo make another Starfy game?
God. These are all pretty bad as we get back. Hey, Moscow 1980's got a secret.
I'm just a little bear.
And I'll never tell.
I'm just a little bear. What do you mean political tensions?
I'll never tell.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with coming to Moscow in 1980. Everything's fine.
Russia is always fun.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we love mascots.
Yeah.
We love mascots. Hey, Saige, I wanted to give you an update, and we will get to the news. I wanted to give you an update. Do you remember on Friday I was talking about how I was having an overly emotional week?
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't figure out why?
Yeah.
Allergy season, Saige. It's always when the weather changes and it gets super hot and the particulates get in the air, and I forget about it every year.
Allergies make you emotional?
It's for the same reason that you get really emotional on an airplane.
You do?
Yeah. They've run these studies where people watch like bad movies on airplanes and cry really easily. And people are like, I wouldn't cry at that movie normally. What happened? And it's because of the pressure on your chest and like the high level of noise. It's a sympathetic body reaction. It's the same thing as sadness or tension or nervousness or anxiety.
I had no idea.
And allergy season always gives me like really stuffy, like really clogged up, like a little painful, and it makes me sad.
Oh.
Until I remember I'm not actually sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that something?
How interesting. Hey, can we look at this one?
Yeah, you can have one more mascot.
This is what I choose.
All right, where's that from?
This is Innsbruck, 1976.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
That's a snowman dancing in a cowboy hat?
In a cowboy hat with two feather.
I don't know what this has to do with the Olympics, but hell yeah, dude, let's go.
My grandmother used to speak five. My grandmother used to speak 5 languages, but couldn't write in any of them, except for Czech.
All right.
And we would go through her stuff and try to figure out what her stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember finding a box that said, Pank had with fatter.
And what did that mean?
Pink hat with feather.
Oh.
And so whenever I hear feather now, I'm like, with fatter.
There was a TikTok going around recently of a woman whose, I want to say like Russian mother, going through their text chain because she also had kind of the same thing where she like speaks English but doesn't spell it. And like her text chain was all just her interpreting. And like you look at it and it looks like absolutely, like you couldn't read it looking at it.
Sure.
But when she says it out loud, when she reads it in her mother's accent, you're like, oh, yeah, actually. That is sounding it out, but it's not even sounding it out in the way I would say the word.
It's sounding it out with your own accent. Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah, pink had with feather, HADWID.
Strong.
FADER.
Wow.
Or no, FADAR. Fatter.
I love that. All right, we got stuff to talk about for you today that isn't just mascots. We've got a little bit of AI stuff to get into.
We're going to talk about the Blade movie, which
supposedly is going to happen someday. Well,
sure.
Well,
we've got some games industry news.
Yeah, we do.
And it's so rare, but we have a viral television clip.
We do.
And it's so rare. But
I couldn't believe I was putting it in here.
I saw this same thing too this weekend, and I was like, damn, that's wild. So we will get to that.
We will get to that. But first, I feel like let's start with what's in the title.
Sure.
Let's get into some of this AI news.
TikTok, which, boy, is just continuing along as though
it's here forever.
It's going to be here forever, because I think we all know in some form it will be. Has announced that they are helping creators make avatars, AI avatars, that can just influence and sell when you're not around to influence and sell.
Yeah, creating essentially a deep fake of yourself to do TikTok shop, because that is normal and feels good.
Let's show this clip here from Adrian Leans, who is one of the executives over at TikTok.
Let's watch it in yours.
Okay.
Because sound is important.
Yeah. Let me bring it up and make sure we got sound.
So this is AI. This is not
Adrian.
Hi there. My name is Adrienne. Well, not Adrian, but TikTok's latest Symphony digital avatar. I am a custom avatar born from TikTok's latest generative AI technology.
Oh, boy.
What I love about my job here at TikTok is that we're building for the future of creativity and marketing. And today, I'm thrilled to unveil our new Symphony digital avatars right here and now.
This is
we believe
absolutely
this technology
bonkers
has the
to me.
potential to fuel the creator economy and offer new avenues for creators and marketers to scale their content
absolutely.
globally. In fact, I can now speak over 30 different languages, from Espanol to Francais. Ich kann Deutsch sprechen. Ribenyu moyu changi hasimas.
When it comes to innovating
with AI, we are...
Oh boy. Okay, we can come back now.
So, that obviously, here's the thing. TikTok gets it. TikTok got something right that a lot of these other AI avatars didn't get right, which is they made it look like mediocre phone video.
Yep.
Which is the most unsettlingly realistic thing about this.
Yeah.
The angle that she's standing at, the background, the quality of the lighting, the flatness of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's wild. And the only thing that really makes it seem unreal is still the inflection in the voice.
Yeah.
Though the voice itself is smooth.
Yeah.
The inflection is very...
It's a little dry.
Yeah.
But also we don't know what that person sounds like, so I guess it's hard.
That's how most executives sound, though.
Right? Exactly. So here's the thing. I tried to be an AI realist, right? I tried to be realistic about the use of AI and the inevitability of it. We talk a lot on this show about how there are non-negative uses of AI.
Right.
There are things from positive to neutral uses of AI.
Right.
Obviously, this being for TikTok Shop is horrifying.
Oh my, the idea that you could potentially throw in a super long script, or not even throw in a super long script, but throw in a bit of scripting and then some reactions to different things.
Yeah.
And do like a 4-hour live TikTok shop.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, this person, for giving me this. Hey, thank you, this person, for your purchase.
Yeah.
This person asks this question. Here's your answer. And it's spooky. When they say that they want to fuel the creator economy, which was a key phrase that Adrian said in this.
Right.
Fuel it how? Who do you consider to be a creator in this? Because it sounds like one corporation is saying that another corporation is a friend and a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, hey, don't worry. We're fueling the creator economy. The creator economy is TikTok Shop. And of course, TikTok Shop is run by corporations.
Yes.
This will fuel TikTok Shop.
So what they're saying here,
I hate it.
Especially concerning, because they say here that they are announcing a new AI created digital avatars that they will begin offering to creators and brands on the app. So the brands part of that is where it gets really scary, because it's like, oh, are you developing an avatar based on somebody then and selling it to a brand? Is somebody selling their likeness to you? Or are you developing something that isn't based on a person, when we know all things AI are derivative of a compilation of things that it's trained on, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know. Right now, this is not something that it's like, oh, they're doing it and they've already made it based off of people. So far, the only examples that they have are things that are like, oh, these are people that work for TikTok that agreed to do this in some way.
But the thing that's interesting about this is, imagine hiring a spokesperson, right? Like, okay, you're Coca-Cola and you hire a huge celebrity to be your spokesperson. You let's say that you poach Kendall Jenner from Pepsi.
Sure. Yeah.
Or you hire somebody to be your spokesperson. Like, here's a good one. Flo, the progressive lady. This is an actor who has literally made her career on being Flo, the progressive lady.
Yes.
She shows up on TV every once in a while, but for the past 10 years, she's been Flo, the progressive lady.
Yes.
And she makes a decent amount of money from it.
Millions. Commercials are actually the best paid thing you can do as an actor.
So
she's actually making more money than most like names that you know.
Yeah. So what happens when they decide that, yeah, we're still going to pay you for a commercial, like a television commercial, but for all of our social stuff, we're just going to scan you real quick.
Which obviously we do know contractually she would have to agree to that.
If she's part of the union, there's protections. She would have to contractually agree to it no matter what.
No matter what, she'd have to contractually
But like,
agree
if she's
to
part of the union, there are protections and payments.
Yes.
But a lot of commercials and a lot of digital commercials are non-union now.
So the thing is, a non-union production, it isn't that they can do whatever they want without telling you or without you agreeing to it. The difference is that we leave it for people to self-regulate and to self-advocate in these scenarios.
Right.
So you might have people that are non-union that have nobody to fight for them when the contract is bad, or that aren't familiar with the terms in the contract because they can't afford a lawyer because non-union pays terribly.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons
so it might be a thing where it's in the contract and you didn't know it, or you didn't know how to fight for it. You just didn't really know what the implications of it were.
And they may just be upfront.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they may just be upfront and be like, hey, this is part of it. And we're paying you a good chunk of money. So you sign for it. Okay.
And somebody inexperienced might just not see the harm in it. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things too, where like there will always be a trap for young people who need a bulk of money at one time,
Yeah.
right? So these scans might become that thing. I even think of things where it's like, and this is like an interesting thing, but like I know a bunch of people, like young women that were doing things in their early 20s, like donating their eggs. And it wasn't because they're like, oh, I really want to support a family who would like this.
No,
And this would be
it was
beneficial
a good chunk of money.
It was $10,000.
Yeah.
It was $10,000. And like,
Because there was a reasonable amount of risk to it.
right. There is a reason you have to get $10,000 for it. And these people most of the time were young and didn't have the like understandings of the risk or implications of it, or like, how they would feel about that in the future or anything. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
It is a very positive thing to do if you are doing so informed.
And sometimes you know what the risks are and you say,
hell yeah.
like I knew a couple people that were like, I know the risks. I'm going to roll the dice because it's a lot of money and I can't pay my rent.
Correct.
So anyway, TikTok, like there's a lot of this stuff that's going to happen. TikTok is rolling out 2 different kinds of AI avatars. One kind is going to be a pre-made avatar that TikTok makes for you.
Yeah.
Now, these are the ones where I'm like, ooh, somebody signed up to do this. I took some pictures when I was early in my career. Not like that. Calm down.
Not a Marilyn Monroe.
Not a Marilyn Monroe situation. I took some pictures for a stock photo company. I pulled a Simu Liu.
Yep.
Right? If you know Shang-Chi.
Not
Simu
the
Liu,
Reddit kind.
Yeah, Simu Liu took some stock photo pictures early in his career, and people used to be able to just license those photos. And when he became famous, you could put Simu Liu on your billboard because he was there in stock photography.
Right.
There are people right now who are getting scanned, who are giving their voices, who are giving their likeness to these TikTok avatars. And if there are people who want careers in this sort of thing, they could be unknowingly limiting their career because now anybody can use their face and voice.
Yeah. I think the next phase of this is going to be teaching people like the value of their identity that doesn't currently exist.
Yeah.
Like a normal person valuing themselves as like a brand and as a potential thing for that a lot of people don't have to think about right now, of like protecting your face like your social security number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not going to stop companies from doing this, and we can all want to. I want to with you, but like we're never going to be able to stop companies from using technology that is available to them. It's not going to happen. We're not going to get to a point where we like ban AI, right? It's never going to happen. So it is now about like teaching people to protect themselves and force companies into the position where they only really have options to use it ethically.
Yeah. Now, the second type of avatar that they are going to do is avatars that are based on famous creators, celebrities, things like that.
That agree to this.
That agree to this, that will then, those celebrities will get money every time a company, and you would imagine that if celebrity is big enough, they also get approval.
Yeah.
This has to go through the celebrity's team, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But the idea is if you want Jimothy Beast or, you know, any famous creator online to do your ads for you, you can do it. And that creator doesn't even need to show up. Now, the weird thing about this is this is going to, once again, when they say they're supporting the creator economy, what this is going to do is this is going to make it so smaller creators will never get jobs like this again.
Yeah.
Because if you can get the likeness of a very famous person to read and say exactly what you want for a low amount of money, why would you hire somebody who's up and coming?
Yeah.
Why would you do that anymore? So if you already feel like you see the same 4 faces way too much, get fucking ready.
I think it's going to be a thing where value changes, right? So that's going to be, I feel like it's going to ebb and flow. I feel like that's going to be the case for a minute. And then people are going to no longer see value in those faces. And it's going to then kind of like have a big shift. That'll be the thing of like, we can do this. And then everybody will be like, because you can do this with those same celebrities, we don't see value in celebrity right now. And I think there will be a cultural shift after it. The marketing will just have to continue adjusting for of like, okay, but these faces don't sell things anymore because you're doing that. Now, like people don't want celebrities. And there will be probably eventually again, and I really do believe so, a value in we got a human person.
Yeah.
It's just going to take a minute.
Yeah. A real person showed up to do this.
Yeah.
They took the time to show up.
Right.
Now, there are, of course, reasons why TikTok is doing this. The most obvious one is the number of
Money.
people that have been scammed by fake Taylor Swift and fake Jennifer Aniston selling them MacBooks.
Yeah.
If you've seen these stories over the last year, people would get scammed by deep fakes, essentially, face swaps
Yes.
of for some reason, most often, Taylor Swift and Jennifer Aniston.
There was another hugely viral one of just a TikTok creator, and they did a advertisement for an erectile dysfunction medication.
Yeah.
Utilizing her face. And you could see the video that they took it from. And in this advertisement, she talks about her husband.
Whoa.
In this like advertisement for an erectile dysfunction medication, and talks about like their sex life and things that is like entirely fictionalized, obviously.
Right.
And the video that they had taken it from was like a really sad, like personal video. You could like tell what they took the background and her outfit from.
Yeah.
It was absolutely unhinged, but it was like everywhere for a minute. And she was just like, I'm fighting it, but there's like, it's just not happening. Nothing's happening.
And because
she was just a TikTok creator.
Yeah, laws right now are incredibly weak about this stuff, finding and tracking these people down. Like, obviously, it was started by a lot of people have like nothing that's trying to sell you a laptop with the face of Taylor Swift is a legitimately run business that you can track down easily and shut down.
Yes.
Right? But the thing is, they saw this. And the other thing I think they saw was just like the NPC movement and how easy it was for people to make money on live.
Yeah.
And they just looked at these two things and they're like, well, if people are exploiting this, how do we exploit it? Which is the most obviously disgusting thing about this is you can draw it directly to the terrible things that made them go, oh, those terrible things look like they could make a lot of money. Huh. I mean, what if Taylor Swift got some payback for that?
Right.
Then it wouldn't be bad anymore.
Yeah.
Well, let's just do that.
Apologies. Someone is leaf blowing our door for some reason.
Just like wild stuff.
Yeah.
But this is rolling out. They showed off an avatar that's based on a creator. They showed off an avatar, obviously based on their executive.
Yes.
And people, look, I don't know if you've been on Facebook to say that you're going to somebody's birthday party recently.
Yeah.
But holy shit. The moms and dads and aunts and uncles.
The entire feed is AI stuff. And it is
being
outrage.
fooled.
It is all AI. It's all outrage to AI images. So it'll be like something entirely fictionalized that's just like, here's Jackie Kennedy back from the dead, cradling a child lovingly. And they're like, wow, we love her. And you're like, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
Here's that
I'm
time.
so glad she's back. What do you mean?
Here's Joe Biden throwing a baby into a volcano. And everybody's like, we knew it.
We knew it.
We knew it. They are being fooled by these things.
They're so easily fooled.
There was so much lead in the paint.
God, there was so much lead. The boomers on Facebook, genuinely, it is like unwell. I got a TikTok yesterday of a woman being like, this is what it's like trying to wedding plan with my mom. She goes, I sent her this of an example of a sign that I wanted for like the entryway to my wedding. And it said like, Dan and Alex's wedding. Sorry, Alex. I don't know why you got looped into this on accident.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the names on there.
Also, who's Dan?
I also think it wasn't even a gay wedding. So I think Alex was on there, but Dan wasn't. And I just didn't remember the other name. So I made it gay. Anyways. And the text back is like, who are Dan and Alex? And she's like, no, it's the sign. She goes, I don't know these people. And she's like, yeah, right. This is an example of the kind of sign that I want to make for the wedding.
Right.
For the entrance.
This is the sort of sign. It won't say these names.
But why would we put Dan and Alex on it?
Yo, if you've ever had to pitch an idea to somebody at your company that's like over the age of 60 or over the age of 55, and like, you're just like, why don't they understand? This is why.
Brutal.
It's generation wide.
Brutal, guys.
It's generation wide.
Really brutal. It's bad out there. Don't go on Facebook.
Listen, I'm so glad we took the lead out of the gas. I don't know what these microplastics are doing in my blood-brain barrier, but it can't be good. It
Truly,
can't be good.
If I get to the point where Joe Biden with 18 fingers is throwing a child into a volcano and I'm like, can you believe he did that? Take me out. Take me out. I'm done. I'm done.
So that's what's going on in AI.
They do say that as of right now, they have strict regulations in the TikTok policy that they will have to disclose when something is AI. And it is a pretty clear disclosure. I have seen it come up in my TikTok
it's like the
feed.
Instagram one. It's pretty obvious.
It's a pretty clear disclosure. So in theory, you should not have to worry about being terribly blindsided by it unless it is like a scammer on the site intentionally trying to.
Yeah, but like, I can't get my mom to find where like the reply button is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boomers are done for.
Like it's over.
Oh,
like,
the boomers are done for. I'm talking about for our people.
Sure.
You don't have to worry about that for the most part for right now.
And also, I think we can trust TikTok to regulate themselves. I think we can trust companies to regulate. Corporations are pretty good about sticking to what they say and regulating themselves. So I think we're just fine.
I think that for right now, we're fine in that front. For right now.
Yeah.
That is not the only AI story that we have. This one's just kind of silly. We have one kind of fun and silly AI story that you wouldn't expect. So listen.
I'm listening.
AI art competitions are now a thing, which is such a funny sentence.
Typing a sentence competitions are now a thing.
Yeah.
Having an idea competitions are now a thing. Saying, wouldn't it be cool if I had a painting that looked like this competitions are now a thing.
Here's the thing. I actually don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care at all.
Let them have it.
I'm even willing to say that if AI art could be ethically sourced, which at this time it is obviously primarily not, if AI art could be ethically sourced by consenting training, I'm like, there is value in curation of imagery. I think there is again, we're in a situation where AI isn't going away. We're not going backwards. How do we move forward? Okay. No. I'm always going to try and focus on that because I'm bored of like being afraid.
No. And there are actually some AI artists and creators out there that I've seen where I've seen their process. They show it and I'm like, oh, it's a mix. You're using a mix of your traditional talents and some AI.
Yes.
That's okay with me if only the AI could be ethically sourced, which it can't right now.
Well, it isn't. It can. It can be
what I'm saying
by
is,
people that are consenting to it or people that are training their own
but what
AI
I'm saying is if you want to use an AI right now, you
Yeah.
can't use one that is
no, not any of the like
trained.
mainstream things that you're not training yourself. Anyways, so a contest that has an AI category of it. This was a people's vote for the AI category of, I don't know why it's called the 1893 Color Photography Contest. It's named after, I guess, the first year
of color photography.
Okay. But this is the image that was submitted to it and that won. Yeah, this one won. It won
That's
a bronze
the winner?
prize. This was bronze for the AI category.
Oh, bronze. Okay.
Okay.
Can we zoom in on that a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm like, you can show it on my screen. I'm zooming in.
Can we? All right. So that's bird without head.
That's a flamingo.
Okay.
Okay.
The name of the piece of art is Flamingon.
Ha.
Get it?
Yeah.
This is good. AI is very creative. AI artists are very creative.
So this won the bronze award in this AI image competition. Except the award has since been taken back, Anthony.
Scandal.
Because it's not AI.
It was just, that's real bird.
They got disqualified for it being real art.
Not in our contest.
Now, again, this contest has many other categories, but this category specifically was an AI-generated image category. The photographer said, I want to show that nature can still beat the machine and that there is still merit in real work from real creatives, and submitted this anyways. After seeing recent instances of AI-generated imagery beating actual photos in competitions, I started thinking about turning the story and the implications around by submitting a real photo to an AI competition.
Well, it only got bronze.
I know, right? And also, I'm just kind of like, that was it? That was the best you had?
But for that to be the third place, that's the true That's the true thing that annoys me about AI. The thing that really gets me the most is that the people who are using it do not have enough imagination to use it for anything cool.
Yes.
To the point where like, that's the third best photo in the AI competition.
Yeah.
It's just, that's a bird without neck.
And we don't know what else was submitted. I'm not interested in looking through these AI
No, I'm not going to
images.
do it.
It's interesting because they interview a couple of people in this PC Gamer article back and forth between the AI creators,
Mhm.
and this,
Prompt engineers.
there we go, prompt engineers, and talking about how, like, you know, such is the case with any major advancement in technology. They're going to say it's not art when, you know, like the camera threatening portrait artists saying all you had to do was click a button. There is a future merit to that isn't there yet. Currently, these are prompt generators, but again, in the way that we describe the possibility of the use of AI in art in an ethical way, of training models on your art style, on using it to enhance images from ethical training, and using it as like a mixed medium of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that like digital art was very much in the beginning, people being like, oh no. There is a future where this is a tool that is utilized. And
Absolutely.
there is already a use that actual artists are using it for, but not prompt engineers.
No.
There is a future of like a curation when we just get past it. And I almost feel like if we stopped, I don't want to say stopped outrage on AI art, because obviously there is an unethical literal theft in AI art. But I almost feel like if we all just like, were like, yes, this is theft, it's happening, and we moved on, maybe we could get to the next part faster. And the problem is, when it's this thing that it is right now, only the shittiest people are doing it because they're like, screw you, I love this taboo thing. I love that you hate it, and I want to be called an artist.
It's already here.
You know what I mean?
I think that's true. We have to come to terms with it. Like we've said before, when it comes to the AI stuff, you can't unring a bell. The technology exists.
Yes.
You can't wake up tomorrow and be like, listen, turns out cars are bad, so we're just getting rid of every single car. Right. Like, that's not going to happen at this point.
Right. So I just wonder if maybe we could skip ahead to this next part. Where we move on to wrangling it.
Well, the problem is we have a lot of people with big money and big interest in this stuff. Slowing down legislation and spreading a lot of misinformation and marketing that are keeping us from getting to the next phase, which is a bummer. I do have the silver, the gold and silver winners if we wanted to take a look.
Really?
This is the gold winner for AI. Apparently it was an entirely bird-based competition.
I guess.
I don't know. This was silver.
That's really generic. That's just such a generic AI image.
They all are.
It looks like an advertisement for like generative fill.
Yeah. Like at least this bird one has something going on.
Yeah.
And then this was the People's Vote Award. Just man with giraffe.
I guess, but that's a really small giraffe.
Or big man.
I'm pretty sure it's a really
I don't know.
small
Look
giraffe.
how long his flowing
I know, but
coats go.
proportionally, even just like proportionally,
that
neck's not long enough.
Maybe baby?
That person's never seen it.
Maybe baby?
Babies have long necks.
That's true.
All babies.
All
Regular
babies.
ones too.
Even human babies.
Yeah.
Have incredibly long necks.
Yeah.
You probably have never seen a baby picture of yourself, but you grew into your neck.
Yeah.
So that's your AI stuff for this week. Now, I do want to talk about some actual sort of push for legislation that's going on that I really like. The Surgeon General, the U.S. Surgeon General wants to put tobacco-like warnings on social media. And I dig it.
What does that mean exactly?
So Vivek Murthy, who is the current U.S. Surgeon General, is saying that like there is a mental health crisis here, right? Social
My
media.
iPad ringing? That's not me.
Social media has emerged as an important contributor to the mental health crisis, and they want to put things on that's like, hey, just like a warning label that says like excessive use of social media could contribute to mental health issues or could contribute to things like depression or anxiety, things like that. The same way like cigarettes used to have warnings that say things like, or I guess they still do. People still buy them.
Yeah, there's still warnings.
They still
on
buy. They
cigarettes,
still
but
buy
you
them.
Think of it as not existing.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm like cigarettes. They've all been replaced by Bluetooth vapes. But you know, it says like, hey, smoking cigarettes can lead to cancer.
Yes.
You know, lung issues. Like they want to say like, hey, intense use of social media or prolonged use of social media can cause. And you know, the backlash to this is like the usual stuff of like, people don't need warnings for this. It's like they use it or they don't use it. Like we didn't, you know, we don't need warning for TV.
We don't have to force people to put seatbelts on in cars.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I do think that a warning label, while interesting, is a lot like that the lady that comes up every 15 minutes on TikTok that's like, hey,
Yeah.
you still scrolling? And I immediately scroll past her. I'm like, oh, here comes that lady to kill my fun again. And by fun, I mean my horrible time that I'm subjecting myself to.
Here's the thing. It won't fix it, but it won't do any harm.
No.
And if it does a little bit of good, 100% in favor.
That's the way I
There's
feel.
Even just the possibility of, a parent in the situation that is like, oh, I have, oversight over what my kid is downloading. Seeing that warning and being like, ooh, let me just consider regulating the hours you have on this or the access you have.
You
to it or
say that, but
something.
my mom never stopped giving me cigarettes.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Put
I
them in
wasn't,
your cereal bowl.
I wasn't even smoking them. I was just eating them
Yep.
at one point. I was just like, it's quicker this way.
Yeah. Quicker to what? Who knows?
I don't know what.
Yeah. She didn't tell you that.
I just knew that I loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think grappling with the reality that social media is unhealthy
Yeah.
is an important thing.
I think
because
we, should be
we
a
know
little
that
bit, yeah.
because we know that the social media companies already know that it's unhealthy. They've
Yes.
run the internal studies. They
yeah.
they build their algorithms on making it unhealthy.
Mhm.
That unfortunate first study that Facebook did that was like, oh, anger gets more reaction than things that people like.
Yeah.
And the moment Facebook realized that, they tuned their entire algorithm to be combative.
Mhm.
They know.
Oh, yeah.
Making them do this would it would be like when the cigarette companies could no longer lie,
Yeah.
When the cigarette companies had to switch all of their stuff to, okay, yeah, it causes cancer if you do it too much and like if you do, but it's still cool and it's your freedom and you get to do what you want with your
Right.
freedom.
Sure.
The moment we push them to where they're on that sort of defensive,
Mhm.
I think everything gets better for everyone.
Yeah.
Because once they have to say, yeah, this is bad for you.
I think every little bit does count. I think it's incredibly significant and should be a pressing issue. And also, here's the thing. You can see with cigarettes that it worked.
Yeah.
You can see the statistics to see that it worked. That when the narrative changed to, sure, this is bad for you, but people smoke less than ever.
Yeah.
It really has come around and it became like, honestly, there has become like, at least in LA, and I know it's actually pretty different in other places, but because we're a very like liberal city, it's become a like shame thing. Like here, people do not want to smoke in front of you. It is embarrassing to be a smoker in Los Angeles. And
Yeah.
I have friends who have quit smoking since getting here because of that reason of just like, oh, it's embarrassing to step out for a cigarette here.
Yeah.
Like
the
people look kind of like,
the people who still do it, like
Mhm.
I've been hanging out with people for months,
Yeah.
sometimes a couple of years before I even know they smoke because they
Yes.
try to hide it so much.
100%.
Of course, the issue with this, and this is 3 steps ahead. I still think this is a good thing,
Mhm.
but the problem that we had was the switch to vapes, which were legally distinct,
Yes.
and became a huge issue and are a huge
But
issue.
they came and went
Mhm.
so fast.
Yeah.
Because of what had already happened with cigarettes.
They came and went with older people. The youths are vaping like no tomorrow.
That's not true statistically.
That is still true. It's been going up.
Vapes are down. Vapes are 100% down from where they were. Name, especially, and like, I don't know at what age it becomes kind of a thing again,
Yeah.
but vapes hit like a peak and then went back down. Less people, because we also regulated vaping.
Yeah.
You
It's
used
a
to be
slight-
able to vape everywhere.
Yeah.
And you were in a place where it was like, oh my God, I'm in a restaurant and suddenly people are vaping in here. So what they did with cigarettes, in addition to the warning labels,
Yeah.
was they regulated where people could smoke,
Sure.
making it more inconvenient to be a smoker. The same thing happened then with vapes,
Yes.
where they regulated where you could vape because
Yes.
people were like, great, it's just smells
So
like bubble gum.
yeah.
If you'll just
So-
let me finish.
So,
yeah.
yeah. So no, I have the number.
Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Like I have the number. Like, so there has been a slight uptick in adult e-cigarette use. It's been going up. It's been pretty stable,
Mhm.
but it has been slowly rising.
In adults.
It's not all. And it has been like more than a quarter of high school students report using e-cigarettes. So it's it's pretty high.
Yeah.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
It is still an issue. And it's one of those things
It's
where
definitely
like,
still an issue.
it's one of those things where like, how do we get around this? And they will try to get around this.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is like, it's so easy to change the delivery system of nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be harder for them to change how social media is delivered to you. You know what I mean? Like what would they come up with that would be the alternative to that? And I don't think it will be as easy, but I think that's the thing that we're going to have to look out for. That's all.
Mm-hmm. What else? All right, on to the next thing. Let's talk about a little bit of business and happenings.
Sure.
Let's talk about the fact that, every episode of this show has to have something that tells you, hey, layoffs may be happening, but the rich people are making more money than ever.
Yay.
It's too early. Listen, EA, challenge everything, including your workers. Despite all of the layoffs that they had and the office closures and letting go a huge number of people, earned $60 million.
Yeah.
The executives at EA made 60. And I want to adjust this headline from Game Developer here. Let's cross out earned here in this headline to made $60 million. No one in the executive level of EA earned $60 million.
Almost half of that money, about $25.6 million, went to CEO Andrew Wilson, who presided over just a real banger year for EA. Just absolutely, record profits, which is all that matters. Now, did they shutter a couple studios?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Did they lay off about 5% of their workforce, which really turns out to be like thousands of people?
Yeah.
Sure. But according to everybody at EA, the EA report, it said, hey, he deserves that because he helped the company execute on key strategic and operating objectives. He did it. He did it,
guys.
He was also lauded for overseeing a year of continued employee satisfaction scores above industry benchmarks.
Mm-hmm.
EA employees are happier than ever. The ones that are there.
Yeah.
The ones that are there.
Right. The ones who are clinging to their job after all of their friends got laid off. And then they got asked, are you happy? Are you happy to have a job here? And they went, yes, sure.
He was also lauded for strategically aligning studio leadership to support franchise development and success.
Oh, of course.
Basically,
my favorite thing to do at work is to franchise development for studio success.
That's right. Basically, all the other executives got together in a room and they patted each other on the back for doing all the good executive things and making the line go up.
Yep.
As long as line go up, they get bonuses.
Yeah.
And if line go down, they don't get bonuses.
Yes.
And well, that just means line always has to go up.
Line simply has to go up for people like Laura Meal, president of EA. This is president of EA's Entertainment Technology and Central Development, received $12 million, including a base salary of $820,000, stock awards of $10 million, and non-equity incentive plan compensation of $1.2 million. This is your reminder that when you are going to criticize an executive, look not at their salary, but at their compensation package.
Yep. That 30 million or 25.6 million for Andrew Wilson is a base salary of 1.3 million and $20.4 million in stock awards.
Gross.
Which is also why they are so determined to make line go up, is the majority of their money isn't the money that they're paid.
Nope.
So for them, it's like, well, why would I care?
Right.
Why would I care? This is going
My stock's got to go up.
I will make 30 times more.
Yes.
30 times more if I just make sure this goes up.
I think a lot of people tend to almost let people in these positions off the hook because they're like, and not like our people, but because they're like, well, they have to make the shareholders happy. I'm like, I think the thing that you forget is a lot of these executives are the shareholders they're making happy.
Yes.
They need their stock to go up that they
Yes.
have in the company. Somebody came to my DMs. I sent you a screenshot of this to get mad at me for us criticizing Phil Spencer. Imagine thinking that president of Xbox, I think, whatever Phil Spencer.
Yeah, president.
Whatever his title is. Imagine thinking Phil Spencer needs you to come to their defense, watching a YouTube video, okay? Because this was like not, immediately after a show. Watching a YouTube video and then having to go and find the person on Instagram, going to their DM requests, mind you, because you're not invited here. You can't just DM me.
No.
Going to their DM requests and being like, fuck you, you dumb monkeys. You guys don't know anything about Phil Spencer. He has bosses that were making him do that. He didn't even want to.
Oh, his official title, by the way, is just head of Xbox. I think Sarah Bond is VP or president. But hey, Phil Spencer
Why? What
has
the hell?
one boss. Phil Spencer has one boss. It's Satya Nadella, who's the CEO of Microsoft. And they're pretty aligned on what they want to do. If you think they're not, you are sadly mistaken. And we've talked before about how Unky Phil and Unky Phil's good guy image is real good marketing, but it's shocking that it works on anybody.
I just don't get it.
It's shocking
I
that it
don't
works.
get it. I really don't understand somebody being like, let me protect the head of Xbox.
What I need to do in this situation is just make sure Phil's okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody made sure Phil is okay right now? It's bonkers. The thing that's super wild about this is EA right now has halfway through 2024 laid off more people than they did in all of 2023, which was record numbers of layoffs. They have absolutely just decimated their workforce. And we're only halfway through the year.
Yep.
And the reason why they're doing this right now is because they are about to do a huge stock buyback. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a stock buyback is,
somehow legal.
What it is basically is EA is going to spend billions of dollars of their own money to buy back shares of their own company to strengthen the value of the shares that are still out in public. So if you are an owner of EA shares, your shares become more valuable because EA is holding on to more of their own shares.
Yep.
There are fewer distributed publicly, therefore the scarcity of EA shares goes up. This is fucking legal.
But yet they can do it. Manufactured scarcity is incredibly common in dealing with like shares and stocks. It's absolutely ridiculous. The amount of manufactured control of the stock market, all of it, that people get away with. There's literal trackers built to track what politicians are buying stocks in. That is a self-fulfilling prophecy that people go, oh, if a politician bought it, it's worth something, and now it's worth something because you all bought in because the politician did.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you? The politicians know what's going to happen in government ahead of you.
Yes. But also, they don't have to because now you believe that. So when they buy it and you buy a bunch of it, it goes up. No matter what.
It's all manipulation. EA is going to repurchase $5 billion of its own stock over 3 years. So they don't have the money to keep these studios open. They don't have the money to keep these employees on the payroll.
How could they?
But they have $5 billion to make their own value go up.
Yep.
This is the huge problem that we have seen, particularly in the last 10 to 15 years. It has gotten incredibly out of control in the stock market.
And we're doing nothing about it. All right, you know what else people are doing nothing about?
What?
This Blade movie?
No, Blade happening.
No,
Blade happening. No, Blade had new director. Yeah, new director making Blade.
No more director making Blade.
What happened to Jan?
No.
Where's Jan?
Jan's done. How many directors have we had on
We got
Blade?
non-Yans,
Non-Yans. Zilch.
but we had one Yan.
Not even one.
Jan Demange has walked off of the Blade movie.
You guys, the amount of times, we've been doing this show for 4 years. The amount of times in 4 years we have covered a new Blade director and a Blade director leaving is unbelievable. It's absolutely bananas. If you thought that the development leading up to Veilguard has been bad, they got nothing on Blade.
Let me tell you something. This is the most bonkers thing in the world because Blade should be nothing but an easy layup. Blade should be the biggest fucking win for Marvel.
You've got fans that don't have like a huge base of stuff to like that they're just excited. They're just excited to get more Blade.
Yeah.
Because there's not been a lot of Blade. So they're like, hell yeah, more Blade. It's been long enough that you're not being like really actively compared to anything. It's a beloved movie with a great cast attached to it.
Yeah. You've got Mahershala Ali.
Come on, you've got Mahershala Ali.
Oscar winner, Mahershala Ali.
In my opinion, one of the most talented actors out there right now.
One of the greatest. One of the greatest. Said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll be the vampire hunter.
And like the kind of casting that you look at and you go, ooh, don't lose that. That's perfect.
All you got to do is make the movie about the man who kills the vampires.
You just gotta let him
with a
kill
katana.
the vampires. You just gotta let Mahershala Ali kill vampires with a katana. Honestly, people probably don't even have to write it. Just let him go. Let him do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately, it looks like we have another director that has walked off. Now, the first director walked off a few years back because of, creative differences.
Yes.
Then Marvel looked for a new director. They put it back on the slate. This is supposed to happen, I believe, November 2025 is when Blade is supposed to come out. Bassam Tariq was originally going to be the director, walked off. Then they started pre-pro again with the new director. And from what I understand, this wasn't, it seemed like what this wasn't going to be, hey, we were just about to start shooting.
Yeah.
So Jan Demange is going to come in and use the script that we were already using. No, he came in and was like, we got to start over.
Yeah.
We're going to reuse some of the, there were physical pre-pro elements that they built.
Yeah.
That he was like, I'll work that into the new story, but we need to rework it. This isn't my movie. Then we had COVID stuff. We had strikes. We had all these things. And I think he just was like, it's been too long. Not doing it.
Wild. We have no insight as to why he's walked off right now.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an official statement made, so I'm very curious to see. Because this is, I want to say the third director?
Second.
Only second?
Yeah, I think it was Bassam Tariq and then Jan Demange. I think there were a lot of people that were nearly attached.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for a while.
They were looking for a long time and there was a lot of maybes, and I wonder what about it like people were not interested in. I feel like there has to be something once people get into the process a little bit of potentially signing on for it that is making people go, ooh,
yeah,
no thank you, that it took them that long and that they've had two people walk.
Just speculation, but one of the things that we do hear a lot about behind the scenes Marvel stuff is when you come in to direct a Marvel movie, there's a specific place it goes within a timeline within the MCU.
Right.
And basically you have to be okay with Marvel handing you a list of things that has to happen in the movie.
Yes.
And then you going, okay, this is my list that I have to do. Let me see where I can work my own stuff in.
Sure.
And some people work better with that than others. Edgar Wright talked a lot about that, where he was just like, I couldn't do what they wanted me to with Ant-Man.
Sure.
They wanted me to do a lot of stuff that would lead into these other things. And I didn't know about these other things and I didn't care about them.
Yeah. And yet some people just get to not care and do it anyways.
Yeah. Right. Like Marvel really does have this thing where some directors can just like roll up and be like, we're doing this. I think particularly with the, with the Multiverse of Madness thing.
Yeah.
With the Thor 4 thing. You have these, with Thor 4, I think you had a director that basically was considered the savior of a franchise.
Taika Waititi was just so trusted that they were like, do whatever you want with it.
He saved Thor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Thor 3 was amazing. After
Yeah.
Thor 1 and 2 were kind of like, yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
2 was like,
Yeah.
and so they were like, yes, you turned Thor into a completely new kind of character.
Yeah.
It's got a new vibe. Go on and
Everyone loves everything you do.
Yeah.
Just do it again.
Yep. And I think
Nope.
a mix of that and the being made during COVID with like a lot less oversight,
Yeah.
just sort of changed stuff.
Yeah.
The Doctor Strange thing is bananas.
Which again, I'll always stand by. I really enjoy that movie. I
Yeah.
actually really enjoy Multiverse of Madness. I
Yeah.
think it's a very fun movie if it wasn't canon.
Right,
Like if it wasn't canon, I actually think it's a fun, good movie.
right.
I think the performances are great. I think the effects are really cool. I think a lot of rad choices are made in it that aren't good for the canon.
A lot
It's
of
just
the
fun.
ideas are fun.
Yeah.
And it's just, you watch it and you're like,
Rad
huh.
visuals.
Yeah, you're like, this kind of came out a
Ooh.
little.
Yeah. Ooh,
I
kind of
wonder what-
fun. Yeah.
And you know, I think maybe that's part of the issue, right? Is like,
Mhm.
it can't be outside of the canon.
Yeah.
And a lot of directors and a lot of writers have talked about that, where it's like, Marvel's got a plan. And you know, maybe it's one of those things where just the plans don't align. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing we won't hear about for a few years.
Right.
Because nobody's going to make waves.
No.
No. But I still have a lot of faith in a Blade movie. I think once they find the right creative team, it'll happen.
I just hope they find it before they lose Mahershala Ali.
Yes, that's the tough thing.
Like it's
if he walks, that movie is done.
Because here's the thing. I bet there are a ton of people that would make a great Blade.
Sure.
But it'll always be compared to what Mahershala Ali was
Oh.
going to be as Blade in your head.
100%.
Which is like absolutely unreachable because it's not even comparing it to what he actually did.
No, you're comparing it to the potential of one of the greatest actors
Right.
playing this role that you've been wanting to see for the entire length of the Marvel universe.
That he was born for.
born for.
Yeah. Hard. Tough.
Tough.
Whoever steps into it, they're going to have a tough time if they lose that. So hopefully they don't. Hopefully another director steps in and creates a wonderful Blade movie. I
Yeah.
want Blade.
I do.
Damn, I
do
want
too.
Blade. I really want Blade. Let's. Okay. There's a few other things. Really quick, I just wanted to give like a little update on the Until Dawn movie because it's slowly coming together. It's very interesting. I feel like I'm going to struggle with this so hard because Until Dawn as a game and as a game adaptation is in a unique position from other games where these are already celebrities' faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Until Dawn game is a
Yes.
movie with famous actors like Rami Malek.
Yeah, that's good. That's the thing that's going to be wild, right? Is like you've got Rami Malek just running around in that that game.
And it watches like a movie. And what's the Save the Cheerleader?
To save the cheerleader,
Save the Cheerleader, Save the World?
I've been
What's her
thinking
name?
Save the Cheerleader this
I can't
entire
get her
time.
fucking name for the
Because
life
you
of
said
me.
Rami Malek and I was going to say her name.
And I had it until I got there.
And from Heroes in Nashville, you all know her and love her. Her name is
Hayden Panettiere,
Hayden Panettiere,
obviously,
which we all knew.
who is also one of the stars of the game.
Right.
So it's going to be weird to see anybody else in these positions. Obviously, those actors cannot play the roles. They are far too old to play those roles now.
Yes.
These people are playing like college students.
Mhm.
And that would be weird. So they just announced the main cast lineup. I am so out of it. I don't know any of these people from anything. Can you scroll down to the image? Yeah, there we go.
Huh. They look familiar, but do they
Sure.
look familiar because they look like Hollywood people?
Maybe. So tell me for any of you if you know this. We have Ella Rubin. That is from The Chair and the girl from Plainville.
Sure.
Okay.
Michael Cimino, who is from Annabelle Comes Home and
Mhm.
Love and Love Victor.
I do know him from Annabelle Comes Home.
Okay.
I've got one.
We've got Ji Young Yu from The Expats and Sitting in Bars with Cake. I don't know
No,
what that is.
that's the next person.
No, that's what I'm
Odessa
saying.
Asian.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like Sitting in Bars with Cake. I've never
heard of most
I've
of
never
these
heard of that.
things.
Odessa Azion.
Yeah. Ella's a daughter in The Idea of You. Never seen it. No idea. No freaking idea. So this is your main cast though.
I do know this guy from Love Victor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Good for them.
Yeah.
They all seem like good actors with good credits.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know. I have a lot of like, I feel very positively about the Until Dawn movie.
I think it's so easy to make a good Until Dawn movie
So
that
easy.
I've not been worried about it. But I kind of just want to talk about it because I just want you all to remember that an Until Dawn movie is coming, honestly.
What
And
do
I
you
was curious if too, like people who pay attention to younger actors than we do, I was like, oh, do you guys know any of these things? Are any of these exciting for you?
I am very interested to see what canon choices and canon ending are going to be in Until Dawn.
I can't wait.
That's going to be the fun thing. They
I'm
should
so
do
excited.
it like, they should do it like the Clue movie, where every time you go see it, there's a different version of Until Dawn.
Yeah.
There should be 3 or 4 versions of Until Dawn that you get to see.
Honestly, like you could just keep doing sequels where it's just the different choices. You shoot them all at the same time. Until Dawn, you do the second movie and it's just all the different choices.
Ooh, that's the way to do it.
Shoot them all at the same time. Pull X and Pearl.
Oh, let me tell you something. If people still bought physical films, that would make such a nice box set.
Yeah, it would.
That would make such a nice box set. Oh, God.
It's a spill.
It's a spill.
It's a big one.
We'll be right back.
Anyways, moving on from the Until Dawn movie, I think this is probably our last story.
Mhm.
Let's talk about something that feels so boomer to talk about, honestly. A clip from America's Got Talent is something I never thought that we would say on this show.
It's bonkers to me that I'm so into this. I saw this over the weekend and I lost my ding dang mind.
So this is a clip that has been going around that you've probably seen from America's Got Talent of a woman doing a quick change act. And I got it a bunch of times on TikTok of people trying to like zoom in and break down how it was possible.
Yes.
And at first I was like, okay, whatever. Like I remember watching quick change acts on America's Got Talent when I was 15 and my mom was watching America's Got Talent and being like, oh wow, okay,
so
cool.
yeah, this is a magician who is doing a quick change act. If you've seen a magician, you've seen him do it. It's where they just change their clothes, they change their outfit instantaneously. But this
is ridiculous.
we're gonna get rid of the noise.
Definitely mute the music. Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
It starts off and you're like, with the quick change thing, you can see that she has multiple layers on.
Right. But also where are the outfits going?
Yeah.
So people have identified that clearly it's interacting with this like little briefcase on a stand behind her.
Mhm.
And there's something like pulling them.
But it's absolutely wild because she's also working in like other tricks, which is fun. She's like piecing things together. Things are like coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the act is just so smooth.
It's ridiculous.
Like it's so
that outfit
smooth.
came out of the bag onto her body. How did that happen?
How did it happen?
I genuinely, I always watch these things with a level of confidence I shouldn't have. I like click on it being like, yeah, I'll be able to tell.
Oh yeah.
I'll know. Why would I know? I don't know anything about magic, dude. Like I'm not a magician. I don't understand like close-up magic.
I'm absolutely that guy. I was at the Magic Castle and I was telling a buddy of mine who is a magician, I'm the guy who's like staring, or I used to be the guy who was like staring and I'm like, I'm going to see. Even if I can't tell, even if I can't tell how they're doing it, I'm going to see the moment.
Yeah.
But I stopped doing it because I was like, no, that's not true.
I stopped doing it at magic shows because I don't want it to ruin it. But in a video, I'm like, I mean, they're not going to be able to fool me.
This part is, this is one of the parts that was like,
yeah, what the hell? Like, I don't know where I get that confidence from.
Oh, me neither. Especially once I had a friend who was a magician who told me like, you know, because I'd be like, oh, I kind of saw during that trick that his hand kind of went down like this.
Yeah.
And I bet that's where he was. And my friend was like, no. That's the fake one that we put in for people like you.
Yeah.
You
to
notice,
distract you.
You notice the dummy one.
Yeah.
For people who are like, not absolute dummies.
Look
dummy
at this
level
at the
2.
end.
That is crazy.
Are you joking?
That is crazy.
All right, we can go back now. That's the end of it.
That's the end of it. But yeah, he was like, no. You're seeing the fake tell.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we know you're out there. We know who you are, dummy.
I remember the first time I went to the Magic Castle, everything changing and me being like, I give up on looking for how people are doing it. I don't want to see it. I've had so much fun. And it was like the first time I think I'd ever seen a really good magic show.
Yeah.
I don't think I had ever seen like really good magic before. And somebody was just doing, balls and cups, right? And he was just like a silly old guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, they were baby chicks, dude. And I, for the life of me, it's been 8 years probably, could never tell you how that would be possible. It didn't make any sense where these baby chicks were, how they got in there. I could never tell you. And in that moment, I gave up on looking for the secrets.
I don't do it anymore because I realized how much I was robbing myself of fun.
Yeah. I have so much more fun when I'm just like, dude just did magic.
How'd he do it? I'll tell you how he did it.
Magic.
He did it by practicing really hard and doing something that I will never figure out. He has a skill that he's practiced for years and I should just enjoy it.
Yeah. Skywalker's like fake bottoms in the cups. It's so not that simple.
I wish it was.
Yeah, we'd all be really good at magic. We'd all be able to create baby chicks out of thin air like that man at the Magic Castle. And you're sitting this close to him too at the Magic Castle. It's a close-up theater. It's ridiculous. Anyways, very impressive clip.
Yes.
It's very rare that something from America's Got Talent makes goes past the irony and like sarcasm of the internet and the youth.
Usually the clips that I see from America's Got Talent are the people that sneak their way on there to bomb on purpose.
Exactly.
And that's very fun. And then every once in a while, some like boomer comedy clip will just make the rounds that you can't escape.
Yeah.
But this was actually, I watched it, I was like, okay, America's Got Talent.
Yeah, okay, America's Got Talent. You made it past all of our all of the filters we have that don't allow us to enjoy things unironically.
I had a partner who was very into America's Got Talent for a while. And so I watched a lot of it.
What year was that? Was it a reasonable year to be really into America's Got Talent? Was it like the first season of it?
It was like, I want to say it was like 2015, 2016.
That's still a little late.
It's still a little late.
Still a little late,
but
if I'm honest.
If I remember correctly, America's Got Talent was mostly people dancing in front of LED walls and interacting with the LED wall stuff. And I was like, how could this be the winner every year?
Yeah. So America's Got Talent premiered in 2006. So I'm going to say 2015 is way too late.
It's a little too late, but hey, listen, in 2015, 2016, I was letting people get the joy wherever they could.
Sure. Absolutely.
But
surprising.
Very surprising.
Surprising that was the joy, I guess.
Yeah. I was also surprised by it.
Yeah.
Particularly with the number of dance acts that were just dancing in front of an LED wall.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
But this was a good clip.
Yeah.
It was a good clip. And hey, it was a great show. And it was a good time hanging out with all of y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this morning. As your reminder, this show is moving, but not going away.
No.
So do not panic when you do not see it in your subscription feed here. That just means that you haven't subscribed to the new channel, Pixel Pop, yet. The link will be in the description on YouTube or popping up in chat if you are watching it on Twitch. All of these episodes will be over there very soon, which means that if you are just subscribed to youtube.com/Pixel Circus, you will not be getting It's Too Early or Too Hot for Love. So go ahead, make the subscription now. There's no content over there yet, but just get yourself ready for it. We're giving you a little runway to prepare.
Yeah.
And
we don't want to catch you by surprise.
exactly. Things that are still connected where you'll get notified when we're doing new things like going live here or making new content will be the Discord. It is free to join. You can click the link in the description or popping up in chat as well. It's always great. You can just hang out with our nice, cool people and you can suggest stories of things that you want to hear us talk about here on the show.
Thank you all so much for joining us, for being on the Discord, for following us on social and letting people know when we go live.
Yeah.
That's very cool of you. For suggesting stories. We love that. For suggesting the show to friends is what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's
That's-
neat of you to do and it's free and we appreciate it. Thank you, Flatlander, for always tweeting about the show in the morning. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah. We are going to go through and thank everybody who supported us directly during the show.
Yeah.
But first, Saige, what do you do with your life?
You show my screen. This is what's important right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the Miami Hurricanes mascot. I know that mascot.
Look at those eyes. Happy Mascot Day.
Happy
You can
Mascot
find me
Day.
everywhere on the internet at Not Sage. I stream on my channel Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I'm back to stream tonight. I took a little weekend off. I'm feeling so much better and I'm excited to be back. I played the Crush House demo last week. It's so much fun. I'm so excited for the rest
I
of that
caught
game.
a little bit of you playing it, but I caught it just at the end.
Fantastic. What about you, Anthony? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me everywhere at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards. It's mine. Give it back to me. I got a new episode of my podcast today up. Find that at wehaveconcerns.com. And of course, I'll be playing some Castlevania later today at twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni.
How about you, Alex?
Hello. You can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and also on Instagram at Alex Teplitz. That's my full name.
Woo! I also realized we had a few other people tweet about the show today, and I wanted to say a huge thank you to
Yeah,
Mr.
shout
Kyle
out.
Driver. Thank you very much for tweeting about the show. We appreciate that very much. And thank you to Jeremiah. You guys, that you don't have to do that, and you do so. And that's very cool and nice of you. We love and appreciate you all. Thank you for making the show possible and spending your mornings with us. And we will see you on Friday.
Bye, BBs.